Caribbean. Welcome to the channel. Hope everybody just having a wonderful, great day. Everything's going well for you and that you are in the best of health. Today I'm coming, of course, with another inspirational message. And this message is entitled, Faith Over Fear. Faith over fear. So, I will come from Matthew with the 14th chapter, the 22nd verse to the 33rd verse. Matthew, the 14th chapter, 22nd through the 33rd. Now I'm just going to give you the details of what the story is talking about. I'm not going to read you verse for verse. I'm going to give you the details of what the story is telling you about and dive right in so you can get the revelation. So Peter, a man of courage, yet a man of fear. At first, Peter was willing to put it all on the line. He and the other disciples, had been straining and struggling against the currents and against the wind in a small storm. And here comes another storm in Matthew's 14th chapter. The waves and the wind, all night long, they were struggling against the wind. Then all of a sudden, Jesus appeared to them in the midst of the boisterous winds and waves. He appeared to them walking on the water. Peter, wanting to prove his courage to Jesus, made an amazing statement. I think it was a bold statement too. Lord, if this is you, command me to come to you on the water. Matthew 14 and 28. There were rough seas at this time. Just like the American economy now. It's on some rough seas. Real rough seas, real tough seas. Right now. But Peter was willing and literally to step out on faith. He was looking at Jesus, which gave him confidence and courage. It is amazing how you can teach your children how to ride a bike. And if you have two, one going to watch that one child ride that bike, and they're going to figure out how to ride that bike because they want to ride that bike too, because that's where the excitement is. So you teach your child, the first child, to ride a bike with training wheels. The second child's looking, and the second child is so excited, that second child almost want to ride that bike with no training wheels. But that second child ain't ready yet to ride that bike without the training wheels. There's an old saying, you got to crawl before you walk. Peter was willing to step out of the boat without the training wheels. It seems like in this season, everybody's looking for a way out, but I'm going to tell you something. In this COVID-19, there's no way out. The only way out is God. That's it. The only way out is God. We couldn't get the truth from China concerning this virus. You can't get the truth from this person. Our numbers are not accurate. The only person we can rely and trust on is God. Another thing I want to say to you, if you think your church is going to save you, you got another thing coming. The church is going to save you. It's God. The church is just a building where you fellowship, have some donuts, cupcake, coffee, things like that. Okay? The only person going to save you and bring you out of the storm is God. Let me get back to the story. So, Peter willing to have courage and have confidence and boldness as he looked at Jesus walking on the water. And he began to step out of the boat. And it went well for a while. But when Peter started to sinking, he began to realize that he was walking on the water without training wheels. He was walking on the water by himself. That was his mistake. Why did Peter begin to sink, though? Because the question is asked, why did he begin to sink? Because when he first got out, he was doing fine. Because he took his eyes off of Jesus and put them on other things. That reminds me of the culture we now live in. The Bible tells us that when he saw that the winds was boisterous, he was afraid in verse 30. He was fearful of the storm. Circumstances in your life and my life can be very frightening these days, can be terrifying. When your boss calls you in the office and tells you that the company has to downsize and they are letting you go. When the doctor calls you with the test results, that's not good. When you open that letter from an attorney that tells you you are being sued, it can scare you to death. It simply can be devastating to your life. It can cause you to take your eyes off of Jesus. Now, my next point is, where fear reigns, faith is driven away. But where your faith reigns, no fear has place in your life. So faith and fear don't mix. And as you as you walk into faith, fear will simply walk out the back door. If you invite fear as a resident in your life, when you give fear a passport with open borders in your life, then you will drive faith far away. So Peter was doing the impossible as long as his eyes was on Jesus. It might be something else in our case. But when we forget God, we will start to sink into many things that's not positive, but only negative. So I would say to you today, my brothers and sisters, please keep your eyes on God, which is the prize, who is the author and finisher of your faith, who will never fail you in any storm. Remember, this is no time to sink. Looking down, to me, is not being sure of where you're going. That's what happened to Peter on the water. He began to look down. His life began to get uncertain, and he began to sink, and Jesus had to reach down and bail him out. It means fear and panic when you look down. It means suicide. It means depression. It means stress. And it means lots of drama. Never allow your faith to be compromised by fear. So it's up to you to give it up or not. It's up to you to stay with your eyes on God than have your eyes on the culture. In closing, a lot of people had their eyes fixed on the U.S. government. They had their eyes fixed on the stimulus, not knowing that $1,200 you got, you're going to give an account for that $1,200 on your 2020 tax return. And every other dollar that they give you. There's a blessing and there's a lesson in every storm of life. So I just want to encourage you today, no matter what you're facing, what you're dealing with, whether it's financially, whether you don't have no food, keep your eyes on the prize, which is Jesus Christ. And I guarantee you, he'll bring you through every storm. With training wheels or without the training wheels, and looking good and shining like diamonds. So, in the meantime, between the time, always remember life to be enjoyed. Hit that subscription notification, and guess what? We'll see you on the next video. Peace. And may God bless you all.